Good morning, everyone. This is Christine Merriman, a trauma expert guide with Speak Up and Empowers Real Talks. My business name is Trauma's Peace. It's a private Facebook group. You need to friend my profile Facebook page and message me to get in. I am currently putting all of this information into my website, which will be released on April 1st, along with an international bestseller of which I'm one of 17 women authors. And these women come from all over the globe. One of them is with me today. Welcome, Irina Latvin.
Hello, nice to have you interview and doing this absolutely beautiful work. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Irina comes to us from a great deal of experience in life. She started out as a fashion designer, and today she's a health coach and a specialist in Chinese
Medicine.
medicine. And she uses food as her favorite medicine.
So we all have different paths. Mine came from being an artist first. Then my parents announced that I would be very poor artists trying to make it in this world, and transited into a fashion design, which I used as color and shape and for my career going forward for 22 years. I was luckily doing a lot of work in Hong Kong and China at one point of my life. And so I came in touch with Chinese medicine there for myself. I wasn't thinking that I will ever become an expert in the field, going forward. But then one time in our lives come a time where you kind of reevaluate your life purpose and reevaluate your life journey. And I felt like I wanted to have that knowledge because it was just so powerful of a medicine for me personally. It drew me in when I was in my 40s and I was going through a divorce, and I had 22 years of fashion under me and a family. And I was just like, what am I going to be passionate about for the rest of my life? What is it that I want to do and have a community and serve? Because you come to a realization like, why are you here today?
Yeah.
What is your purpose? And so I felt like giving back, and I felt like it was a community that I wanted to have around me. And it's something that I would be passionate about learning for the rest of my 90-year-old and never get bored.
My husband and I started out in Southampton, Long Island, in our summers because my husband taught there. And one summer we stayed with a woman who was a nutritionist and dietitian with the Brookhaven Labs. And she taught me how to use food as my best medicine. That's why I just picked up my ears when you said you use food as medicine, because it's very hard to find good doctors in this country of the United States of America who understand that food can work actually better than medicine.
Absolutely. It's all our nutrients. And, and to top it off, we are today, yes, pharmaceutical industry is, of course,
Huge.
overtook the whole world. And I cannot blame the doctors. They're trained just so differently in this country. A lot of people don't know that going through medical school, the doctors only have 5 hours of nutrition assigned to them. That's all.
They have that
the rest is pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, food has always been my best medicine. And so I've been diagnosed with all these different conditions, which have actually summed up in my life, because I'm 70 today, as basically a compromised immune system.
You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I am healthy. And I feel accomplished because, when you get into your 60s, your body starts to tell you that, hey, you gotta take it easy on some things. And
I also go to the doctors and they have no medicine.
Yeah.
No medicine. The amount of medication that people are taking as an average is astronomical.
I know.
Because when they go with any kind of symptom to the doctor, the only thing that the doctor is trained is you have this symptom, you take this medication. You have this symptom, you take that medication. And it's medication on medication on medication on medication. Can you imagine how much toxicity a person has?
I do know. I know how
It's
much taxes.
crazy.
Well, so what do you do as like when somebody comes to you and they're looking for your services
Mhm.
and say they are somebody with chronic pain or some condition?
So today I actually do not um, have an office. I went off as of 2020 pandemic because
Mhm.
of not enough, not being able to see the clients. We were not allowed to have, as many of us went and started
Mhm.
working from home. For me, I made the transition into becoming more on social, I guess, media health coach.
Mhm.
And I kind of said to myself, look, I've known so much. I want to spread my message. I want to give people education that they can heal themselves, that
Mhm.
I make a change in people's life, and I want to change as many lives as I can. Part of the treatment is to teach a person why did they get there in the first place. So there
Mhm.
was something in their lifestyle, everyday lifestyle, that got them there. So whether it is sleep, type of food they eat, their mental health, their environment, their passion for what they do, their anxiety levels, their stress
Mhm.
levels on a daily basis, all those things we have to learn to apply to ourselves on a daily
Mhm.
life with daily new habits. Like
Mhm.
you were just mentioning and telling your story about
Mhm.
learning about your body and feeding
Mhm.
your body. So I found that half of my treatments were really educating each
Mhm.
client, each patient, how they have to change their lifestyle in order
Mhm.
not to get to the same results that they got there to get to see me in the first
Mhm.
place.
Yeah.
So when I took off from my office, I took off during the pandemic, March 2020. And because we're all on the lockdown, the stress levels were very, very high. Anxiety was very, very high. I decided to go online and I started doing meditation circles. And I drew a lot of people and I opened up a Facebook group
Excuse me.
where I would go daily
Mhm.
life and do it's a special meditation called Yoga Nidra, where you don't have to learn how to meditate. You don't have to sit quietly. You don't have to calm your brain, because some people experience even no anxiety with doing that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
And I started doing Yoga Nidra, and Yoga Nidra is a very powerful, medically studied, scientifically studied meditation that rewires your nervous system, your central nervous system. And it
Wow.
takes about 20 minutes to do that. That's all. They've done scans. The pioneers, couple of pioneers that brought it from the East, studied it in major universities. Why meditation is so powerful in general. The healing happens when we stop our brain from being overactive.
Mhm.
And during that time, if you can get into that space of meditative space, your body does the healing itself. We know that the body is so smart, want to be healthy and want to heal itself. And I happen
Yeah.
to have like about 300 people, following me,
Wow.
doing this meditation daily with me. And I was so happy that I could be of some sort of a change. And then after that, I started thinking, what's the next thing that comes from having COVID? It's your immune system. We have immune system, such an important part of our health on all the levels. Our
Mhm.
immune system is what guides us. If you don't
Mhm.
have a healthy immune system, inflammatory, anything, I mean, number one cause of death today with COVID was if people had any kind of illnesses prior to that, any predispositions, whether it was diabetes, whether it was any obesity, caused also inflammation in the body. So I started doing workshops with sugar detox, because sugar is the one culprit for
Absolutely.
getting your immune system whacked
Yeah.
out and suppressing it. So
Yeah.
I was just very passionate to teach as many people as I could, and that's how I started my Facebook presentation. So today, I'm very passionate to say that I do teaching and coaching groups and individuals how
Mhm.
to change their health by using food as medicine. That's so simple. You are beautiful, 70-year-old, healthy with no medication. I mean,
Yeah.
bravo, right? And how many of 70-year-olds that we know today that do not have that health,
Yeah.
that do not have that energy and longevity,
Mhm.
that can hardly get out of bed? Do we
Mhm.
want to have what kind of life for the rest of our
Mhm.
life? I mean, we are supposed to last. Uh, we're all gonna go
Yeah.
expire. Let's expire being healthy and change the world, and be passionate about our life and teach our children.
Every culture has their traditions of food as medicine.
That's true. And it's very interesting to know that also, me as a um, originally being from a different part of the continent,
Mhm.
also is very important to know what is your original way of eating and growing up that
Yeah.
is in your DNA.
Yeah.
uh, and so what's great for you may
Mhm.
not be great for me, because I
Right.
come from a whole different
Mhm.
culture, and my microbiome is formed in a
Mhm.
whole different way. So when we say like this diet is the one that works for you,
Mhm. Mhm.
should be
Mhm.
working for you, it is absolutely non
That even twins are not alike. I mean, nobody is alike. Absolutely everybody is unique.
unique.
And we do at least have DNA reading qualities. I mean, companies and abilities to find our DNA. And I
Yes,
believe that that really not only links us psychologically to our family history as well as the history of the world, but it links us to what kind of food we actually need to be ingesting. I feel like trauma is our gateway into living. I mean, it
ab-
really, if you have suffered anything in your childhood, and I've taken a course from one of our CDC scientists who in the 1980s came up with the term ACE, adverse childhood experiences. And they were just studying the statistics. And they realized that if something happened in childhood, they could eventually track and know what would happen in that person's body for the rest of his life. Not
absolutely,
specifically.
absolutely.
Yeah, and it's just so fascinating. But when you work with trauma, people, there are so many ancient ways, like with meditation, yoga,
Food.
tapping, food, everything. And I am such a believer in that as well as creativity and just expression in writing. So those are my two treatments. And I take them through my process of acceptance that it happened to you and it was not your fault, appreciation for what you're going to learn from this, and
Yes.
then awe at the fact that you can find yourself passionate about something and thrive in your life.
The first forming years are the most crucial years, and if there are anything that happens during that time, the trauma sets in. And the
Mhm.
trauma sets in into your organ system. And
Mhm.
each organ system is basically balancing the other organ system. It's like, having a car that doesn't have enough, one wheel is not working well, it's not going to get you anywhere. So
Yeah.
the idea of rebalancing your whole organ system, each organ holds an emotion. And uh, for example, like what you just said, some people need to be more creative, and one of the organs that actually needs that is liver. So liver holds anger and creativity at the
Wow.
same time. So being not in
Yeah.
balance, it will
Mhm.
create, was created by a lot of anger in their first years of their lives. And so in order to balance it out, you need to do something which is the opposite, which is what you just said, become more creative. And actually, by being creative, you can rebalance that organ system completely.
And for me, I also have had transcendental
That's,
meditation.
and transcendental meditation is beautiful. There's so many different
There are
meditations.
many other, but
Yes.
I'm just saying, for me, these things seem to click and work, and
Yes.
I'm very grateful. I know I haven't always done transcendental meditation. I was inducted into it when I was 17. But let me ask you, for what are you most grateful for right now?
Oh, what a beautiful question. Well, of course, being alive, not dealing with any medications, being able to have passion in my life, to be able to teach others to follow the steps of health and passion in their life. And I'm very fortunate to meet all these wonderful women that I'm meeting
Yes.
all over the
Now,
world.
give us the name of your business so people will look for you and can find you on the internet.
Yes, so I have a private Facebook group that's called Lose You Less Extra Weight. And the reason why I have that group with that name is because people come generally not knowing the biochemistry of our bodies. And they're very surprised when they gain a lot of weight and they can't lose and nothing is working. So they come for vanity, but I give them back their health and joy, which is basically their health back, both emotionally and spiritually. And body just takes on a new journey and it feels fantastic. And they lose the weight, which is
How happy, how beautiful.
happy. Yes.
Joy,
And we change the environment, of course, my big passion. So anybody can find me on I have a website called irinawellness.com. I also have a Facebook presence called Irina Latvin. So in my private Facebook group, I go live and I teach, basically different 3-day detox, 5-day detox, how to get off sugars, how to increase your immune system, how to lose weight, and how to create life you're passionate about.
I'm going to sign up.
Yes.
You have a new client.
Yes.
Thank you, Irina. Take care of yourselves, everybody. We wish you the best of health, well-being, and joy. Bye.
Have a beautiful day.